So for the last few weeks, I've seen a lot of people having concerns about the future of Red Dead Online. Some people even saying it's DOA, some people seeing it falling apart, some people saying that this is not going to work long term, and I understand a lot of those concerns, but this still is the beta period. I don't like to keep saying that because I swear this beta tag is going to stay on for the next few years, but obviously Rockstar doesn't believe that Red Dead Online in its current form is up to par, so that's understandable, but I think it's clear that Red Dead Redemption 2, the single-player story campaign, came first, and Red Dead Online, I guess maybe just a few months ago, really got the development time it needed, and it still needed more, which you can argue if it should have been released or not, but I think that they had to get it out the door, and as of right now, there really hasn't been much to do. That's been one of my biggest issues, and there's also a lot of concerns with griefing, and this new update today we got addresses a lot of that. But we also get some new content announced, and I wanted to go over it while also giving my analysis. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for much more Red Dead content to come. But nonetheless, let's read off this update. A big thank you to everyone who has taken part in the Red Dead Online beta over the holidays, and especially to those who have taken the time to provide us with their feedback. Please keep it coming. Red Dead Online will stay in beta for a few more months, yet as we have many more new gameplay features to add across the board, as well as further changes to improve, stabilize, and refine the overall experience. So hopefully in the next few months we see some drastic changes, and hopefully we'll get a vision for what this online mode can and will be. Today's update to the Red Dead Online beta introduces Gun Rush. As some of you might recall, this was leaked a few weeks ago. We didn't really know what it was going to be about, but it was obviously being tested in the game. Now it's here. And Gun Rush will have us putting your survival instincts to the test, gathering weapons and ammunition, while the play area shrinks in this new mode for up to 32 players, available to play now in free-for-all and team variations where the last one standing wins. So yes, it's another Battle Royale mode. Not really a surprise. I kind of found it odd that there wasn't weapons Battle Royale mode day one. Obviously right now there's the Make It Count mode, which has, I think you can only use throwing knives and bow and arrow. Those are the two options for the game mode. So this does make sense. Now we have a Battle Royale mode with guns. Also, I'm adding this audio in after recording, but I do want to note the gameplay that will be in the background are just some of the few matches that I played of Gun Rush, nothing too special, but it shows off what it is. I think it's pretty fun. I don't think it's going to save Red Dead Online or anything, but it does bring some much needed fun. There's some new maps thrown in there like the Braithwaite Manor. I don't know why that hasn't been the rotation for the Showdown series, but yeah, it's fun. There's some glitches, and I think that it would be a lot better if there wasn't a limit of 32 players. I think that this would be a lot better if there was maybe probably around 100, but it's Battle Royale. There's no massive twist that I kind of expected and was thinking Rockstar may give to the Battle Royale genre, but hey, it's fun. But continuing on, more updates are coming soon, including new races and showdown modes, and clothing and emotes, as well as some additional changes based on player feedback, including daily challenges. Tackle new challenges each day, covering every aspect of the game from sharpshooting to evading the law. This made a lot of sense. Not sure why this was not included day one, but I know this is going to make a lot of people happy. And then a lot of the other changes that they have next are really about griefing. Law and bounty upgrades. Some changes are coming to the way the law and bounty systems work in Red Dead Online to reduce the enticements for griefing. Soon, players will get a bounty for committing crimes and will be incentivized to pay them off within an allotted time. Wait too long, and bounty hunters from each of the states will track the player, forcing them to either pay up or escape. This is another thing I think a lot of people expected to be in the game day one, but it wasn't. Next we have his parley changes. We're making the parley system easier to trigger so that you can avoid aggressive players more quickly. In addition, it will be easier to trigger feuds, posse feuds, and leader feuds to take on attacking players in structured competition. And next we have his proximity-based player blips. Player location blips will soon appear only over short distances, reducing the range at which you are visible to others, decreasing the likelihood of being targeted by another player across large areas. Down the line, we're also looking to introduce the ability to identify players who grief and kill indiscriminately with a progressively darkening blip that becomes more visible and at a longer range, so everyone in a session can identify potentially dangerous opponents at a glance and from a safe distance. So all these changes are great. I think that it was needed. A lot of people took issue to not being able to have like a PvE server. I guess this kind of solves the issues for now. It'll be interesting to see how it works out, but so far this does sound great. I think a lot of people did not like being griefed in Red Dead Online, and personally myself, too many times I got killed by just annoying players. But anyway, that's the online experience honestly with a lot of these games. But continuing on, we actually have some more updates detailing some of the changes coming in the future. More to come. We are working on lots of new content that we'll be releasing this year. Just a few updates in the work are all new missions to build on your story in a land of opportunities from previously established characters like Horley and Jessica Leclerc, and some new ones as well. A range of dynamic events throughout the world, lots of new competitive modes including new showdown modes and races, plus new weapons and clothing, and lots more that we're not quite ready to announce just yet. So that for the most part is the update. There still is no clear roadmap of what's really to come for Red Dead Online. Right now the interest in this online experience just isn't there, but looking at some of the things revealed to be coming, like more narrative, that was kind of expected based on how the online story missions concluded. I believe we still need to track down more men for Jessica Leclerc, so that likely is the story to come. Personally, I don't really care too much about the online story, mainly because I don't really find it all that interesting. It's nice that it's included, but when you compare it to the single player story, it just looks pretty bad. Also, I've never been a fan of the mute character, which at best we nod our heads. I think hiring someone to do voice really could have improved the online narrative side, but obviously that has not happened. Looking forward, I also imagine we're going to see some Dutch's gang members introduced, maybe for the online main story or for stranger missions. I feel that just makes sense, and I guarantee it would be a huge draw for many players to interact with Arthur Morgan or Dutch Vanderlyn or John Marston again. Obviously Sean is already included, so I think we'll see some more characters make at the very least an appearance. This online mode does take place before the events of Red Dead Redemption 2, which imagine if this is all leading up to the Blackwater robbery. That'd certainly be something. But we still don't have any information on heists or robberies, you know, things outlaws do, which is a bit disappointing. I find it odd we can't go into shops or stores and hold them up. Eventually that will be included, but I just wonder how long we'll be waiting. There was also no mention of properties or new vehicles, all of which was leaked before, so it definitely seems Rockstar is not announcing too much, but it's great we finally received an update. We haven't had one since mid-December if I recall correctly. A lot of people were getting frustrated with the lack of news for Red Dead Online, but the continuing updates to the money-making Grand Theft Auto Online. Personally, I'm just not sold on the future for Red Dead Online in its current form. Beta or not, there just isn't much here. It's great they are addressing griefing, but only adding one new game mode and promising more story doesn't seem like enough to me. The weapons and clothing also isn't a huge draw, as it's not like there's going to be submachine guns revealed or really anything drastically different than what's already in the game. As we continue into 2019, newer games are coming which will take the spotlight. I'm sure Red Dead Online will have its audience, but I honestly just hope that maybe all the attention at Rockstar is on single player story DLC right now. That would actually make me happy. There's a lot of really cool things that can be done. We discussed a lot of that before in a past video, but even for Red Dead Online, first impressions matter, and more story missions with Jessica Leclerc isn't going to bring people back, especially once Metro Exodus and Kingdom Hearts 3 arrive in the next few weeks. What could bring people back is Mexico expansion DLC, or maybe Dutch's gang somehow appearing and we get to see the Blackwater massacre in the online. Also, something that I really liked, a theory going around, is that Red Dead Online slowly evolves in time, and eventually this game goes from maybe 1898 to maybe 1928, and we have access to new weapons, clothing, and vehicles, as well as an open world that changes. Then there's also the possibility of including supernatural single-player story DLC like Undead Nightmare 2, or maybe Cowboys vs. Aliens. Introducing DLC like that could also benefit the online by introducing wacky and unrealistic items. We've already seen Grand Theft Auto Online turn into Saints Row pretty much, but then there was also a Forbes article that said turning Red Dead Online steampunk should be what's done. The thing is, there's just so many avenues or paths Rockstar can take creatively. Right now, Red Dead Online isn't interesting enough. There's certainly a decent chunk of content here, it just gets boring fast. Even the stranger missions are all full of repetition. Once you interact with Bunny McFarlane, she'll give us a few interesting conversations, but then it all goes to the same go there, deliver that nonsense. Repetitive and boring. Red Dead Online has potential, but right now it's unclear what long-term plans Rockstar has for the online experience, and also the single player. I'm not giving up yet on Red Dead Online, but I'm also looking to the next few months months of gaming and I see a lot of great new games that will take my attention away, and I feel I'm going to be asking myself, is it worth returning to play a few new game modes in a story that is pretty blah? I don't know, these are just my thoughts. I expected more for Red Dead Online, but I'm also somewhat okay with it not being great because I imagine the single player would have been hurt by them focusing work on the multiplayer side. Anyway, in conclusion, we finally got our first update of 2019 from Rockstar Games for Red Dead Online, and it's a good start. We'll see what comes next, but so far I'm still not really impressed with this. The Battle Royale mode's pretty fun, although I wish there was more players within it, but I get it, only 32. But like I've been saying the last few weeks, it's a wait and see. We'll see what Rockstar Games can put together, because so far I don't know what to expect with Red Dead Online down the road, and if it's going to be worth sticking with it. Especially when you consider all the great games coming. But hey, maybe Rockstar Games has a plan. We just gotta have some faith. Maybe there's single player DLC that they're working on right now. Maybe there's some massive updates that they're working on they just don't want to reveal yet. Like I said, it's a wait and see. I'm not ready to call Red Dead Online a failure by any means, because I saw Grand Theft Auto Online in its early days. It struggled, but it made a huge comeback, and maybe Red Dead Online does the same. Obviously, it attracts a different audience than Grand Theft Auto Online, as that's more casual, but we'll see. Are you still playing Red Dead Online? What do you think should be the focus long term? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for a lot more Red Dead Redemption 2 content to come, and remember, Outlaws for life.